Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I want to show you how you can play an animation montage. This can be a montage to interact with an object like this bench here, or just a simple montage, just texting on your phone for example, like that. Great, so let's go. First of all, I imported some animations, of course, links in the description. So to make a montage, we just click on the animation that we want, right click, then we say create animation montage. To loop an animation montage, you have to set the loop, of course, to true, and be sure that you set the link here in the montage section to default. So now it's looped and will play the animation over and over again. We can close this one, go back to our level here. The next thing that we need is an interact, so that we can interact with this bench here. So right click, blueprint interface, and let's call this interact interface. Open this up. This gets one function called interact. Compile and save this, and we can close this again. Next we will use our character from the last tutorial, of course, link is in the description. Let's go to the event graph, and we need some variables. The first one will be the montage itself. This will be an animation montage object reference. Next we need an interact actor. In this case an actor object reference. Then we need a new function called play montage. As well we need an output, in this case the time as a float. This will be our return time of the animation that we're playing for later. First of all, we take out the montage variable and say play montage. Then we go back to the event graph, and here we have the strafe input, and we just take the character input, the set members, and the update input state server. Go back to our function here and just copy paste it right here. And keep this to false. And then we connect the return value with the time. Then we need a second function called stop montage. We basically copy and paste the same, like that, inside here. But instead, of course, we don't play an animation montage. We get the montage here and want to stop the animation montage, like that. We put this back to true, and that's it. So we can close both of these functions here, go back to the event graph. Down here, let's make an example. We have the G key, and all we need to do is set the montage, let's say to our texting montage here, and then we just call the play montage. Then we go to our movement input here, and after this here we call our stop montage. So every time we're moving, we stop the animation. Compile and save this. Let's see if this works. We hit play. Now we press G, and we are texting. And when we just start running, it stops. Great. Next, we want to interact with this bench here. For this, let's create a blueprint actor. So in this case, we say right click, blueprint class actor, and call this bench. Open this up. We go back to the level, right click on this bench here, browse to asset, we select it, go back to our actor, add the static mesh, and put it right here. I already add up in socket, so let's open up this static mesh here. As you can see, we have the socket manager, where we can just add another socket. I named this seat, of course, and place it already where it belonged to, so that the player is really sitting on the bench. You can play around with the values, what is fitting for your character. Alright, let's close this one, go back to our actor here, and we go to the event graph. we can delete everything inside here, go to the class settings, and we want to implement an interface, of course, our interact interface. Then we go double click on the interact here. We get the player pawn, cast to our MetaHuman. In my case, it's the MetaHuman tray here. Then we need a reference to self. We want to attach an actor to actor. This will be our parent, and the character will be target. We put the socket name to seed. Snap the target, keep world, and uncheck the world simulate bodies. Then we go again from our character. Want to set the montage variable, in this case to sitting. And at the end, again from our character, play the montage. Compile and save this. So we are done here. We can close this one. The last part is we need to interact with this bench here. For this one, we need a tick event. We take out the third person camera here. Get the world transform. Right click, split structure pin. From the rotation, we get the forward vector. We multiply this by a float, so right click, convert to float by 500, that's the radius. Then we say line trace by channel. This is the start. Then we say add this one here, and this will be the end. Then we go from the out hit and say break hit result. Go from the hit actor, say does implement interface. Put this to our interact interface. Need a branch up here to check the return value. On true, we need another branch to check if it's implement the interface. Then at the end, we take out the interact actor, set it on true to the hit actor like this, and on false to nothing. The last thing is we need the key to interact, for example the E key, this one here, and then we just take out the interact actor, check with is valid. If it's valid, we go from the actor and say interact message. Then we go back to our movement here where we stop the montage and want to detach from actor. Say keep world, and keep world. Go back to the level here. Go to our blueprint actor, select the bench, in this case the static mesh. Say right click, replace selected actor with bench. In this case our blueprint actor. And then we just hit play. We walk up to our bench here, press E to interact. Now we're sitting down, he's playing the montage. When we press a key, we stand up and just walk. And when we press G, we play the texting animation. Great! So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know, and yeah, goodbye.